So if you are committed that you want to see a transition, you want to see a change in your financial life and your wealth creation life, then you need to be committed and intentionally make the decision to apply these principles that can change your life. Okay? And personally for me, my financial life changed. And of course, wealth creation as a whole. Wealth creation now includes the influence that you build, the kind of name that you command. All of these things are part of wealth creation. If you have only money without a good name, you are not wealthy. Without social capital, you are not wealthy. Without good health, you are not wealthy. So there are a lot of things that make up wealth creation. Okay, many people get to focus only on money, but we're looking at a whole complete circumference that can build you into a real wealthy person. All right. So last Monday, so if you did not follow the part 1, this is going to be like a part 5 or part 6 series. So if you did not follow the part 1, please make sure you go back to the YouTube channel. You can just type Javnyuy Joybert on YouTube and you will see my channel, and you can go there, or you type Remarkable Life with Javnyuy Joybert. That's the name of the channel. And you will see part 1 of this teaching. Is very important. That part 1 went very viral and people shared. Okay, so make sure that you are part of it. All right, so today we are looking at the third bridge. So we started looking at the foundational bridges. If you are really serious that you want to create wealth for yourself and become successful as a kingdom entrepreneur and professional, there are some foundational bridges that you need to establish so you can cross from the place of lack to the place of abundance. You can cross from the place of struggle to the place of rest. You can cross from the place of poverty into the place of wealth, because you don't just wake up and you appear on the other side. You need to cross on the other side. And there are certain bridges that you need to understand and start implementing them, or you can call them principles. And today we are spending time on this third bridge, which keeps a lot of people in the bondage of poverty, in the bondage of struggle, in the bondage of living hand to mouth. Meanwhile, when God created you and I, he invested all that he could and he can as the Almighty God, and gave us all that we need to become successful and to thrive in what we do. So one of the bridges that keeps people away from wealth creation is the lack of conversational intelligence. The lack of conversational intelligence. If you interview me and ask me that, what are the top 10 things that, among the top 10 things that somebody must establish in order to become very wealthy, conversational intelligence will definitely be among the top 5, or let's say the top 10, okay? This is a very powerful concept and the principle when it comes to building riches and wealth as a kingdom professional and entrepreneur. So what is conversational intelligence? What is this? And what is the relationship that exists between conversational intelligence and wealth creation? I started talking about conversational intelligence a couple of years back when I got to understand this. I started looking for what is the better way that I can frame this concept that I have seen its power in the journey of success, and of course, as far as wealth creation and riches is concerned in general. So conversational intelligence refers to your ability as a person, your ability as a kingdom entrepreneur and professional to understand and effectively drive an intelligent conversation around the core topic where you operate as a professional or an entrepreneur. That is your ability to understand and, of course, drive an intelligent communication. You know, there is communication and there is intelligent communication. There is intelligent communication that can contribute to your net worth as a person. You get the point? So this is very important for us to understand as a people. When you are able to grow as a kingdom entrepreneur, you are able to grow as a kingdom professional to that place where you can adjust your conversational abilities, you can adjust your communication style to better suit the people, to better suit the situation, then you will have a higher capacity to actually attract the opportunities that you can convert them into better platforms that can lead to wealth creation or that can lead to more opportunities. And I want you to understand that conversational intelligence does not mean you should talk too much. No, it means that when you have the opportunity to talk, you are able to drive the intelligent conversation in a way that you can either create transformation in the lives of the people listening to you, or you can create a perception or an impression that will make people to desire to work with you, or you can create that impression that will position you as an authority in a way people can desire to do business with you. That is the power of conversational intelligence. Now, the Bible says in Colossians chapter 4, verse 6, follow me carefully, because this is one of the things that if you understand and build, I can guarantee you in 1 year, you will see a drastic change in your life, a drastic change in your career and in your business. So follow me carefully as I unravel this principle and certain frameworks that you need to put to work. Now, Colossians chapter 4, verse 6, the Bible says, let your speech, let your conversation always be gracious, seasoned with salt. Seasoned with salt. Let your conversation, let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt. Now, there are people that can communicate. There are people that can have a conversation, but their conversation are not seasoned with salt in a way that can prompt people to have the desire to do anything with them. For example, it is possible that a young lady, a young Christian, a young man, a young woman carries the grace of God in a way that will open a door for you to sit in a job interview. But if you sit in that job interview and you are not able to drive a conversation that is seasoned with salt, you may not get that job. That is why I always say that lack of the right skills frustrate the grace of God. Lack of the right skills frustrate the grace of God. You get the concept? It is possible for a young entrepreneur to meet a potential investor that should have given you a couple of millions, but they lack the ability to drive the conversation in a way that it is gracious and seasoned with salt that can prompt the person to give you the couple of millions that you need for your business. And that is the opportunity that you need to start building your wealth and to start building your riches. So one of your major things that you have to achieve in the journey of success is the ability to converse graciously and let your conversation be seasoned with salt. Let your conversation be seasoned with wisdom and intelligence. And everybody listening to me right now, including you, yes, you listening to me, including you have the ability to build yourself to that capacity where you can drive an intelligent conversation. Because look, the Bible says that a man's gift will make room for the man. But let me tell you something. Your gift will remain on one side, and other people may never understand your gift if you don't have the ability to converse. If you remove intelligent conversation from your life, you remain stuck in one place forever. Because one of the best ways that people can know what you carry and what you do, which will prompt them to either recommend you, grant you an opportunity, pay you, or work with you, is your ability to converse. Is your ability to drive an intelligent conversation. Even if somebody recommends you, let me tell you, for example, this is a practical thing that has happened to me many times. There are many guys, and even some of you like in PPA, that I've got to work with you one-on-one, and I've seen your capabilities. Then I get to recommend you to somebody, and the person comes and says, I did not feel the person's energy. Even me, I'm like, really? The person did not talk like they know what they can do. But me, I know that you can do the job. And some always come back to me like, I didn't get the job. They did not choose me. Many a time, it's not because they did not like you. It's not because the altars of your family house were fighting you. It is because you have a role to play in losing that opportunity. If there is one thing, and I'll be talking about how to build your conversational intelligence, if there is one thing I want to challenge you here, if you're serious that you want to build wealth, you want to build riches for yourself, you cannot do it without conversational intelligence. There are many of you that if they give you 30 minutes, talk about your industry for 30 minutes. Without mixing words, many of you cannot talk. Or if you stand in a meeting, you stand in an industry meeting, you stand in a place that people are talking. Some of you will just be there silent and just shaking your head. You are right. It's true. You are right. It's true. For 30 minutes, you're only saying it's true. You are right. It's true. You are right. You have not contributed intelligence to the conversation. And that is how you lose opportunity. That is how you lose opportunity. I wish there was a better way I could establish how important this is. One of your most powerful things that you have to learn in the journey of success, especially financial success and building influence for yourself. I hope you're getting this and you're understanding me. If you are getting me very well and it's sinking deep in you, type I'm getting you. Type I'm getting you. If you're on Facebook, on YouTube, type I'm getting you. If it's sinking inside of you very well, I want to be sure that you're getting where I'm going, where I'm taking this to. Good. Now, I always share a funny testimony, and it sounds funny. The last time I was in Dubai, I had about 4 job offers. I mean, job offers of vice president, strategy officer. So a couple of them came with how do they call it again? They came with a house, they came with a car, a driver, and a good salary of not less than 7 million francs every month. Because when I go to Dubai, I go to a lot of meetings, I go to a lot of business conferences. Like we have been in Dubai, or so that Dubai hosts a lot of international business conferences. When I go there, I'll meet people for the first time. So that I will take my taxi and go there, right? I'll just go there and I just start talking about stuff. Start driving because they're like, hey, what do you do? We are looking for someone in our company who can do something like this. Are you open for employment? They'll start proposing offers here and there. Even the last time that I was in the US, last week, a company offered me the position of a chief strategy officer, that they would like me to become their chief strategy officer. And I've had many other opportunities. Do you know why? If I find myself talking with you, there's no way you would leave without desiring for us to talk again. And it's intentional. It's not guesswork. I make sure that when I reply you hear that somebody who is stand up upstairs was talking to you. And hey, I was not, I've shared my story many times. In primary school and secondary school, I was consistently last in class. I could barely read even in secondary school. That's why I said earlier that anybody can build the ability of conversational intelligence. It's a process. You can do it. And as I said again earlier, if you are very committed at success, you are committed and making it in life, this is a must-have skill. You cannot do without it. Except that you are okay living in the village or living behind the scenes and you are not meeting people. But let me tell you something about life. The more people you meet, the more people you build the right impression about yourself, the more opportunities come your way. And the more opportunities come your way, the more chances you have to make more money and to get paid. As simple as that. It's a life principle that it will never, even online. Even online on a Zoom session like this, you are still communicating. Even if you are typing an email, that is still communication. Even a normal text, a normal WhatsApp message, that is still a conversation. There are some people that when they reached out to me for the first time on WhatsApp, I'm never excited to reply to them because the way they communicate or they converse, it's not exciting. It doesn't mean as if they are serious what they're talking about. So you need to grow to that place where your speech and your conversation is gracious and seasoned with salt, according to Colossians chapter 4, verse 6. Now, hear me very well. When the quality of your conversation starts growing, your net worth will start growing. Yes. When the quality of your conversation starts growing, your net worth will start growing because you will start generating leads, opportunities, and converting them into cash, if that is your case, or converting them into better job, if that is your case. Hear me very well. When the quality of your conversation, when the intelligence level of your conversation starts growing, your net worth will start growing. Or you can add your network will start growing, then your net worth will start growing. Because more people would like to connect with you. More people would desire to work with you. And as I keep teaching you, when you have more people, more relevant people connecting to you, that is more relevant opportunities that will be coming your way. And I've said many times, when God wants to change the life of somebody, God does not come down from heaven himself and say, I want to change your life. No, God orchestrates opportunities to come your way. And it is your responsibility now to have the wisdom and the intelligence to take advantage of that opportunity and convert it into something that will change your life. When the quality of your conversation starts growing, your net worth, your bank account will change. Your bank account will start growing. Because when you converse very well, You start generating what they call leads. You start generating opportunities. Then you can convert these opportunities into cash platforms. Now, hear this, something very mind-blowing. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 23. Hear this. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 23 says that the heart of the wise makes his speech judicious. Are you following me? The heart. And sometimes when it talks about the heart, it talks about the mind. The heart of the wise makes his speech judicious and adds persuasiveness to his lips. My goodness. The heart of a wise man, the heart of a wise woman makes his speech judicious. Makes his speech judicious. The kind of heart that you have, the kind of mind that you have, makes your speech judicious. Now, what is the meaning of judicious? Having good judgment or making sense of something. Let me put it that way. Now, show me a kingdom entrepreneur and a kingdom professional whose speech is judicious and adds persuasiveness to it. I will show you somebody who always have access to life-changing opportunities. Show me a professional, show me an entrepreneur who has the ability to stand in front of anybody or in a Zoom meeting or on a call or wherever they are, as long as they are in the midst of other human beings. Show me that kind of person that his or her speech is judicious and adds some persuasiveness to what they are saying. I will show you somebody who will have a life full of breakthrough. So you need to invest yourself in making sure that your speech is judicious and your conversation is persuasive. Now, conversational intelligence is important for you, an entrepreneur, for you, the professional, because it allows you to effectively communicate and build relationships. It helps you to build relationships with clients who can pay you, with partners who can trust you and invest in you, with team members who can be productive. Conversational intelligence leads to better negotiation, leads to problem solving that can make people to trust you. It leads to improved collaboration and productivity. Now, these things are coming in because, as I said earlier, riches and wealth creation is a system. Is the system that you achieve that system when you begin to implement the principles, when you understand them. That is why, show me somebody who has successfully created sustainable wealth creation. I will show you somebody who has mastered the system. I will show you somebody who understands certain principles and how to apply them. I always say something funny, that if you put me in any country, I'll make money. Put me in any country, I will make money. And I've done it several times. There's no country I've gone to, maybe they've just hired me for speaking engagement. In that very country, I will see the consulting deal, I will see the coaching deal, and I'll do it there, even if it's one day, and I'll get paid in the local currency of that country. The secret is understanding the principles of wealth creation and applying them. And one of those principles is conversational intelligence. I was invited to South Africa for something, and I saw a conference, and I paid my taxi and I went there. And I met somebody out of it. Nobody invited me. I just said that it was an open event. Just went there. It was entrepreneurs and company executives. I went there, started, doing networking, right? Greeting people, giving my cards, and just talking, introducing myself and all of that. Then crashed a couple of conversations. Before I left there, I sealed a deal in the next morning to do that. One time I was flying to Liberia. Yes. Flying to Liberia through Kenya Airways. So I passed through Nairobi. So I had a long flight, how do you call it, that layover. Transit flight. So I had to stay for 12 hours for my next flight to Nairobi. And before I know it, started conversing with a guy on the plane. Before we land, he invited me to his team meeting downtown in Nairobi. And I spoke to the team for 45 minutes. When I was leaving, he gave me $1,000. That's about 500,000 francs average at that time. That was like 2021 or so, right? From what? Just conversing, driving discussions. There are some people, you are cases that you are even afraid to open your mouth in front of people. There are some of you enter a bus from one city to another, you sit inside the bus as if you are deaf and dumb. Nobody knows you. How do you expect people to know you? As I keep telling you, you want to make more money, get more opportunities, open your mouth and let more people know what you carry and who you are. There's no way around it, and these things are biblical. So there are some people here, and worst of all, when you are really gifted, there are some of you listening to me right now. You are gifted, you are skillful, you are intelligent, you are good at what you do, but yet you are broke. But yet you are poor. But yet you live hand to mouth. You live paycheck to paycheck. And I'm sure you are seeing that this is one of your biggest troubles in your career. If you are listening to this and this is one of your biggest trouble, leave me a comment. Let me see. Just write, it's my biggest trouble. Don't be shy. It's part of deliverance. It's part of deliverance. So you see, many of you, you need to go and repent. You need to go and repent immediately. Immediately. Look at how many of you are here. Look at how many of you are here. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29. The Bible says, let no corrupting talk come out of your mouth. Let no corrupting talk come out of your mouth. I'm not even going to talk about corrupting talk, but I've always said this many times in this our ministry. Please avoid where they gather and gossip somebody's name. Avoid kungusa. Avoid backbiting somebody's name. It's not your business. Walk away from that discussion. If you're the kind of person that start that kind of discussion, stop it. There is nothing intelligent about that kind of conversation. It's only evil. It's only evil and demonic. Walk away from it. Let no corrupting talk. That's Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29. People who, have you ever seen where great men sit and they talk about other people? They only drive intelligent conversations. Let no corrupting talk come out of your mouth, but only such as is good for building up. Let only the talk that is good for building up as fits the occasion. Two very critical secrets here. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29 is telling us that We need to move away from lazy, corrupting talk and begin to drive talks, begin to drive conversations around two critical things. Number one, conversations that can build somebody up. Number two, conversation that fits the occasion. If you go for a job interview, it is your job to answer questions in a way that the interviewers can see that you can contribute to the growth of the company. Drive the conversation intelligently in a way that builds, that can build the company up. And make sure what you are saying fits the occasion, which is the job interview. There are some people that their discussion, their conversation is below, is weak. It doesn't fit the occasion, very weak. You just talk for a few minutes and the interviewer be like, this person not fit the job at all. This person is below average. You see, your conversation did not fit the occasion. They are looking for accountants. They are looking for a manager. You not come and talk as if you went to school in the palace, right? It is your responsibility. It is the same like many of you have met people that could change your life. Some people you have made God orchestrated divine helpers. But because you did not drive conversation in a way that can build the person up, can bring some sign of contribution and fit the occasion, you lost contact with the person. It's the same like an entrepreneur. You meet a potential investor. They ask you, so what is the size of your market? You don't even know the statistics that define the size of your market. You are not able to drive the conversation that fits that occasion. The potential investor asks you, what are your revenue projections in the next 5 years? You are mute. You cannot say anything that makes sense. You are not able to drive the conversation that fits the occasion. Ephesians 4:29 is challenging you and I. Stop the corrupting talk and make sure that your conversation is good for building up, not tearing people down. Let your conversation fit the occasion. Stop performing below average. Stop being an underperformer. It's going to cost you opportunities. It's going to cost you a lot. Are you getting me? So if again, I'm saying this, if you are really, really serious, look at your career and your business. Tell me anything that makes sense that you can achieve in your business without building yourself up in relation to having intelligent conversation. Tell me. There is none. There is none. Let me tell you something. Money only exchange hands based on the quality of intelligence that people are able to exchange. Sometimes when I look at when I look at the power of intelligent conversations, I begin to marvel. But I'm trying to look at it, is this how powerful this thing is? See, to God be the glory. I have had the opportunity to travel 20 countries, 4 continents, and I have several trips lined up this year. And I've been paid multi-millions. For what? You just stand, hold the mic, and begin to talk. And that's it. You just stand, hold the mic, and begin to talk. And majority is that 99% of all of this are either people who have heard me speak somewhere, they take my number, or they've seen a session of me on the internet or somewhere, or somebody recommends. That is it. The power of intelligent conversation. This is a conversation I'm having with you. You need to If you are lacking in two areas, number one, you're always afraid to stand up and talk. You are always afraid to meet people and begin to engage in a conversation. You need to start fighting that evil. I'm calling it evil, but it's evil now. Anything that puts you behind the scene and makes you not to use your potential is not good for you. Start conquering that fear. You go somewhere in a meeting, you leave and go, nobody knows your name, you don't know anybody's name. You go to a conference, you leave the conference, you go quietly and enter the conference like a chief, like a native doctor, and then you leave the conference silently and go back to your house like a native doctor. Nobody knows that you are there. Nobody knows that you have left. But you go and be praying, Father, change my life. Oh Lord, change my life. Oh Lord, change. Show me a man in the Bible that God changed their life directly without another human being. Show me. Show me a man in the Bible that God changed their life without another human being and without a conversation happening. Show me. Even Jesus himself had a conversation. Several conversations. David had several conversations. Joseph had several conversations. Daniel had several conversations. Job had several conversations. Abraham, several conversations. Being able to communicate effectively is critical for success in your field. Very critical. Whether you're presenting ideas, whether you're negotiating deals, whether you're building life-changing relationships, whether having a strong conversational intelligence will help you as a professional and as an entrepreneur to achieve your goals and to advance your life career-wise, and to advance your life financially. Proverbs chapter 25, verse 11. This verse, Proverbs chapter 25, verse 11. This verse, when I saw this verse, it shook something in me. Proverbs 25, 11 says, a word fitly spoken. My goodness, a word fitly, fit. It must be fit for the situation. There are some of you that when they ask you to talk, they say, you just to ask a question. Like I was saying, 30 seconds have gone. You have not said anything. You know what I mean? As I was trying to say, you have not built yourself. There are some people that you desire to be on TV. You desire to be on TV shows, on radio shows. You desire to be interviewed by BBC and all of that. If they put you there to interview, will filler words be coming in? Maybe if they interview you for 5 minutes, 2 minutes will be a filler words. The person who is editing will need to go and start sitting down to edit, to cut out, you have made it like you are playing sound. For some people, they are not able to communicate straight. You cannot lead a conversation one step after another in a way that somebody can follow you chronologically and understand you. You start from A, go to Z, come back to H, go to Y, you have gone up at the end. After 30 minutes, what was this person really saying? Even some people that call themselves speakers and trainers go to meetings, and when they speak, I'm like, wait, I did not barely understand what they were really teaching. I'm wondering if the participant understood you. Proverbs 25, verse 11, a word fitly spoken. One of your goals after this teaching is, anytime you open your mouth to talk, let your words be fitly spoken. The day I saw this verse, I was challenged. I made a promise to myself that I will so train myself. Anytime I open my mouth to talk, if it is for 1 hour, like this teaching for 1 hour, every every word I am saying will be fitly spoken and chronologically, and the people listening have to understand and be transformed. It is one of the greatest assets in the journey of success. If you are running away from intelligent conversations, you are running away from engaging people, you go to places and you sit silent. You are not building yourself up when the opportunities come. You are running away from riches and wealth. Go and repent today and start changing. There are some of you this week, this new week that we are starting, if only you can converse very well with the people that you will meet, you may likely just change your life forever. Oh, yes. Some of the people that have changed my life with opportunities are people who just heard me talk. And they say, Chai, my goodness, there is somebody you need to meet. People have connected me to senators, to former presidents, to prime ministers, to top business moguls, because, oh, there is somebody you need to meet. The things you are saying, this person needs you. When a word is fitly spoken, when a word is fitly spoken, somebody needs to go and take this Proverbs 25 verse 11 and cut it and keep it somewhere and see it every day. And begin to train yourself to that dimension where anytime you open your word, you open your mouth to speak, let all of your words be fitly spoken. Proverbs says a word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in a setting of silver. Oh my God. Just imagine apples, the apples that we eat. Imagine the apples we eat sitting on a good breakable plate. Let me use a diamond plate. Just imagine. Imagine round, fat, gorgeous, sumptuous, green or red apples. Very healthy, looking so gracious, sitting on a very expensive breakable or glass plate, whatever. Just imagine that. Just imagine that. That's what Proverbs is saying. That when you begin to speak and your words are fitting the situation, your words are fitting the ears of the people listening to you. You are not going off topic. You are not just making noise up and down. No, the voice, the words coming out of your mouth are fitting the occasion and fitting the person's ear. They become like apples of gold in a setting of silver. Somebody, you need to grow. I am spending time on this particular bridge because it is one of them. There are some of you that if you just master this, I am teaching you, your life will change for the rest of your life on earth. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 19. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 19 says, when words are many, transgression is not lacking. As I said earlier, conversational intelligence is not about talking too much. It's just about making sure that when you have the opportunity to open your mouth, your words fit the situation. Your words fit the people listening. I went somewhere and they knew that I was a speaker and all of that, but I was not supposed to speak. I was just like a participant. So I went and I was just listening. It's not because sometimes, I think some of you have known me, like if you come to the office or sometimes we have been quite like, wait, is it the same Joybert? No, it's not because you just speak. Just make sure that when it's time to speak, speak sense and shut the hell up. Don't just make noise up and down. You're too quiet. There's a Christian in our church that calls me a quiet pastor. So she don't want to like, see the same you on the pulpit and the same you in the community or just around. It doesn't let you speak, but it doesn't let you do too. You just make sure that you know, use wisdom. Be relevant. When it's time to speak, speak. When it's time to intervene, intervene. But as Proverbs 25:11 says, anytime you are intervening, anytime you're opening your mouth to speak, make sure that the words are fitting carefully, like apples of gold in a setting of silver. Amen. And Proverbs 10:19 is telling us that when words are meaning, so it's not about speaking too many words. It's not about speaking for long. But it's about being prudent in your conversation. It's about making sure that the words are fitting the situation or the people you are communicating with. Okay? Now, I want to teach you 4 things that you need to do to build conversational intelligence. 4 things you need to do to build conversational intelligence. If you are ready to learn the 4 things, type ready. If you are ready to learn the 4 things, type ready. All right, let's look at the 4 things. They're not limited to this, but these are the most important. These are the most important that I feel that you should know. But of course, you are mature professionals and entrepreneurs. You can, with the way I've dissected this topic, you can use other means to build your conversational intelligence. Okay, so make sure that you practice this. Number 1, pay the price for mastery. Yes, pay the price for mastery. Conversational intelligence don't just come from the air. No, it comes from what you carry inside of you. It comes from the content of your brain. It comes from your system. It comes from what you have consumed, or it comes from the mastery that you command as an entrepreneur and as a professional. Hear this and hear me very well. Conversational intelligence is determined by the value that you communicate. Let's not even go far. The level of the conversational intelligence I'm having with us right now is based on the value I am able to communicate to you guys. So what you carry inside of you as expertise, what you carry inside of you as competence, what you carry inside of you as information determines the quality of your conversation. And it is your job to pay the price for mastery. Pay the price of mastery. Study to show yourself approved, Timothy says. Study to show thyself approved. Pay the price of mastery. Many people are not able to drive intelligent conversations or intelligent conversations because they have not paid the price of mastery in their field. We all here are called into different fields. There are many of you here into technology, many of you here into governance, many of you here into agriculture, many of you here into education, healthcare, many of you into different fields. God has called you into different fields as entrepreneurs and the professionals. It is your responsibility to pay the price, for mastery in that field, in that industry. I cannot lay hands on you and you receive mastery. Conversational intelligence is not transferred by impartation. Christian brothers and sisters, don't go and say, Papa, lay hands, let me talk sense like you. That's arrant nonsense. Go and study and show yourself approved. Pay the price of mastery. What do I mean by paying the price? I have said it many times. Mastery will cost you. Mastery will cost you about 4 things. Number 1, mastery will cost you time. Mastery, you need to create time and build mastery. You don't just wake up and you become a master in your field. It's going to take months and years of building mastery. And when mastery starts costing you time, it will start costing you sleep. You will stop sleeping like average people because you need to pay the price. You need to pay the price to build the mastery that will enable you to command the riches and the wealth that you desire. Show me anybody on earth who commands wealth and riches in any industry. I will show you the master of that industry. Many a time when I travel and speak on business strategy and all of these things in different countries, many people are like, I want to be, but they don't understand the price I have paid in terms of time and sleep. I always share this many times. From 2012, I made up my mind. 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., I am studying. I wake up at 2 a.m. and I study till morning. My sleep was suffering and my time was totally consumed with that. On weekends, sometimes on Saturdays, I am studying the whole day and almost the whole night. I was hungry. I was hungry to build mastery. Till now, I am still building mastery. Worst case scenario, I study at least 3 hours every day. Worst case scenario. I need to pay the price for it. What's the when people are seeking you for wisdom, for knowledge, for strategy, and all of that, you need to be ahead of them. Pay the price of mastery. So mastery will cost you time, it will cost you sleep, it will cost you your social life. It will cost you entertainment. There are some of you, you can watch a movie for a day, like 4 hours, 7 days a week, 4 hours every day. With all the time that is small, and you have the time. But you want to command the same result like somebody who has built mastery in your field. Your conversational intelligence will not be firm and produce results without mastery. Somebody, you need to go and build mastery. Mastery will cost you money. Some of these things I'm teaching here for free. You are lucky to be in this community. And that's the second thing I want to talk about. The things I teach here for free, and you see the price other people pay to learn almost the same thing. Although the is more because it's tailored and there's more value, there are many other things I can add because I have taught people somewhere for more than 4 hours only on conversational intelligence, only on this topic for more than 4 hours. So it's more deeper, more practical, and many other stuff. We cannot do that for 1 hour here, right? So, but it's still giving you a lot that you can go use and work with it. Be willing to pay the price of mastery. Number 2, check up your network. You cannot build conversational intelligence when you keep listening to the wrong people. What you consume from friends is junk and nonsense. How do you want to talk sense when you consume nonsense from friends and family and people around you? Some of you may need to check up your network. You have people that the only links that they send to you are TikTok links of women who are naked, TikTok links of funny comedy stuff. They only send you links of nonsense, things that don't make sense. When they see stupidity, that's when they think about you and send to you. And you'll be smiling and watching with their data and your time at the same time. You are losing money and time to do nonsense with it. I am not saying that you should not have entertainment, but do it with wisdom. I do entertain myself. According to my timeline right now, I watch 1 movie a week. Sometimes since last 2 weeks, I'm not watching a movie. I'm going to watch a movie this week. That's my plan. There's no time. Entertainment is good, but do it with wisdom. I always encourage people. It should be education before entertainment. Many people, if entertainment, then maybe if there is time, I will do education. And that's why across Africa we have so many broke people. Because you never build wealth and success beyond the quality of your mastery. Never. That's witchcraft. You do that, that's witchcraft. That's occultism, which works. But at what kind of consequences will you get? There are some kids that their parents are rich. They inherit the wealth. 2 years, 10 years, they will destroy all that they inherited. Lack of wisdom and knowledge to multiply what their parents gave them. You will never be sustainable and build wealth beyond the quality of the things that you know. There are some women, they cannot add value to what their husbands are building. Lazy, upstairs, they cannot contribute sense. They cannot study one book a month to bring some sense to the family. You need to change your network. That's one big way. Some of you need to leave some WhatsApp groups. WhatsApp groups, they don't share content that builds you. You only read nonsense and gossips. It's going to affect the quality of your conversation. So you need to stop going to certain meetings. Certain meetings, all they have is corrupt talk, like Ephesians said. They gossip, they backbite, they do funny stuff. Nothing that is valuable. But you keep going there. It affects your mental intelligence. And when your mental intelligence affected, the quality of your conversation will drop. Number 3, the third thing that you need to build conversational intelligence is self-confidence. There are some of you that you carry enough inside of you, but to stand and talk is a problem. To confidently stand and begin to communicate is a problem. You need to build your confidence. Build your self-belief. Stop shaking up and down. Believe in yourself. And one thing that fuels low self-confidence is lack of mastery. When you don't believe that what you know is good, you start losing confidence. But when you stop and you know that you are good, your confidence and your charisma and your voice will be full of power and authority. So begin to build your confidence. Number 4, be updated with new trends in your industry. Yes, be updated with new information in your industry. Be consistent and growing. There are some of you here that the last time that you really did a program that challenged you was in 2012, was in 1995. You have not gone back to school to do a 1-month program, to do a 6-month program. You have not gone back to school to update that old archaic knowledge that you have. You don't even read newspapers or read industry books. You don't even buy a book to read to know what is the latest happening in my industry. If you're in insurance, buy books in insurance and read. If you're in agriculture, buy books and read the latest agricultural practices. If you're in healthcare, that's your job. If you are in technology, buy industry books. Stay updated with new concepts, new principles, new trends, and new ways of doing things. That is how you upgrade your conversational intelligence. There's one thing I always do. Anytime I'm about to travel to a country for the first time, especially, I look for news channels and I read and I watch the latest news stories, economic news, all of that. So if I come to your meeting, you talk about your president, I know what your president said last week. I talk about your prime minister, talking about government laws, tax laws, I will tell you what they said. And I'll even give you advice. With this new law, do like this, do like this. That is how you become good. You have powerful friends in different countries because you gave them value, you spoke some sense. It's space, that is mastery. Lastly, practice. Practice. You cannot take away practice from building conversational intelligence. There are some of you here, you need to go and practice. Some of you, all you need to do after today is go and start practicing. Learn how to converse. Let me tell you guys something. When I started noticing that I'll start being on TV, I have been on more than 100 TVs and different newspapers, BBC, CNN, and all of these television channels. Here's what I started doing. Maybe I work for somebody. I will write questions. I will anticipate questions that a journalist can ask me. I'll write them and I'll sit down for at least 30 minutes and be so serious as if I am on a news channel. And I'll read the question to myself and I'll answer the question for at least 5 minutes. That means I'll challenge myself to talk, to respond to that question for at least 5 minutes without doing or without forgetting. If I forget, I'll repeat it. Sometimes that practice used to take me about 3 hours. I will practice it. I'll practice it. You don't just wake up and you begin to talk very well. Even like I lead these sessions, practice is part of it. And to be good at it. And you learn, you learn how to talk by talking. You learn how to speak by speaking. So you just go and do practice. One way to practice is when you have the opportunity to ask questions, ask questions. Like after this right now, there will be time for questions. There are some of you that you have questions to ask so that I could respond and you become better. But you will allow fear to control you. Don't allow fear to control you. What is the worst thing that can happen if you ask a question? Nothing. There's no worst thing. Nobody will laugh at you. Nobody have your time. Nobody will be auditing your English. Nobody have the people have their own problems to focus on. Do you think that people have your time like that? Nobody has your time, really. Stop thinking about if they have your time and they laugh at you. And so what? When they laugh at you, will the hair reduce from your head? Will money leave your bank account and enter their bank account? Nothing happens. So I don't know why people are afraid of that. Go and practice how to drive conversation. You can invite your friends and you guys do debate on topics. Just talk intelligently. Move from backbiting and gossiping people and talking about shoes and dresses and football, and begin to talk things that can build your value and put you in a place where you can become relevant. And to conclude, and I will take questions. So these are the ways that you can build conversational intelligence. And I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you. There is no way you can build wealth without conversational intelligence. There's no way. If you remove this element from the wealth creation equation, you see a big gap that nothing can fill it. Nothing. Nothing. So you have to be on a mission. If I may challenge somebody, let this be one of your goals between now and the month of June. That before June is ending, anywhere you open your mouth and talk, they will hear that a woman of substance has spoken. Anytime you open your mouth to talk, they hear that a man who makes sense is talking. Grow to that dimension. Grow, challenge yourself. Put into practice these things I have listed to you. And you will see how your life will change. You'll see how the quality of opportunities coming to you will change. Therefore, what will it be for you? My encouragement to you is go and invest in building your conversational intelligence. Were you blessed? Were you challenged? If you have questions, now is the time to ask them for the next 5 minutes. Then we'll pray shortly and then we end the session.